to the channel. My name is Brian Kingsbury. Today we're going to do another Brian Reads the News segment. This one is coming to us from Ranker.com. It's titled 20 Fun Facts You Didn't Know About Lil Wayne. Let's get into it. This article was written by Lauren Slocum and was published September 23rd, 2021. It says here, out of all the Lils, Bow Wow, Bootsy, Bub, Mama, Kim, John, Romeo, Lil Wayne is arguably the best. Lil Wayne is an enigma. He's a rapper unlike any other. He's a mixtape master and drops albums that defy standard analysis. He's done more guest spots than most rappers would ever dream of and is worth more money than you'd ever imagine. He was the flagship artist of Cash Money Records and is the CEO of Young Money Entertainment. But just who is Lil Wayne? What's his day-to-day life like? Who are his influences? What causes does he believe in? What was his insane childhood like? When did he start rapping and how? What were those gun charges a few years ago? What's with all those death health rumors? Is Scissorp really that good? We've put together a list of the coolest facts about Lil Wayne, including trivia, fun facts, and your hottest burning questions. Check out these awesome Lil Wayne facts below and be sure to let us know what you think in the comments section. First fact is, he initially went by a very different rap name. Lil Wayne went through a series of other stage names before settling on the one we know and love today. His real name is Dwayne Michael Carter Jr., but that sounds way more like the same of an accountant or an insurance salesman than a hardcore rapper. Before landing on Lil Wayne, he called himself Shrimp Daddy. This nickname was an homage to fellow Cash Money rapper Pimp Daddy, and also made fun of his short stature. For a while, he also used the nickname Baby D, but that one eventually fizzled out. Fun fact, his net worth is $150 million. Lil Wayne might be Lil, but his bank account is huge. This dude has some serious stacks. The 5'6" rapper estimated net worth is $150 million. He's had a chart-topping album after chart-topping album, reinvented the mixtape game, and has invested his earnings well. He's also the first rapper to have an album drop at #1 since Tupac in the early 90s. Fun fact, he hasn't written down a single thing since 2002. Lil Wayne did an epic 10,000 bars freestyle in 2002 and hasn't bothered to write down his lyrics ever since. He believes that as soon as you write down your rhymes, they become false in a way. He explained this philosophy in an interview with GQ. Quote, but you could read what's on the paper, right? So basically anybody that could read could recite it. That takes something away from it. But if I walk up to a guy and say, rap for me, he's going to say something, his characteristics or whatever. I'm going to get what I love about him just from his presence. That's why you never saw me rap no TV shows. Other rappers be having to rap after an interview so you can spit something for us. They never ask me to do that because the interview is so compelling that they actually got Lil Wayne. He continues, I always tell somebody that's why I'm good, that's why I'm okay, because I'm being me, I'm doing me. Now the day I gotta write stuff down, no one can believe that's written down. Perfect example, if I was a bum and I told you I had a mansion around the corner and 3 Bentleys and 28 bitches in my house, butt naked waiting for me, you wouldn't believe me. I'd say, you stink, get out of my face, give him $100. But if there was a book that said there was this bum with a mansion with 20 bitches in it, you'll try and use it and put it toward real life. That's why I don't write nothing down. That's why I don't believe in the Bible. Nothing that's written, because nothing that's written is to be believed. Fun fact, his birth name is Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. During an interview with Katie Couric, Lil Wayne revealed that he dropped the D in Dwayne because I'm a junior and my father is living. He's never been in my life, so I don't want to be Dwayne. I'd rather be Wayne. When she asked him if his father knew this, Lil Wayne replied, "He knows now." Lil Wayne and his biological father never had a good relationship. He considers his stepfather, Rabbit, to be his real dad. Unfortunately, Rabbit was murdered before Lil Wayne made it big. In order to commemorate Rabbit, Lil Wayne had a tattoo dedicated to him. Fun fact, he's recorded well over 500 guest tracks on other artists' albums. In the 15-year span between 1997 and 2012, Lil Wayne recorded 597 guest tracks on other artists' albums. He's obviously done more since, but unfortunately, the author of this fan site hasn't updated the exact number in a while. He has recorded more guest tracks than any other musician, alive or dead. Fun fact, he accidentally shot himself when he was 12 years old. Lil Wayne almost died at age 12 when he accidentally shot himself in the chest. He came home early from school on report card day and found a 9mm handgun sitting on a bed in his home. He started playing around with it and accidentally shot himself in the chest. Miraculously, the bullet missed all of his vital organs, but he quickly began bleeding out. Luckily, an off-duty police officer named Robert Hubler responded quickly to the 911 call and was able to save Lil Wayne's life. Fun fact, he and Birdman have been friends forever. Lil Wayne became friends with Lil Slim and Birdman when he was just 9 years old. They were both signed to his favorite record label, and Lil Wayne wasn't even intimidated when they asked him to start rapping right there on the spot. He impressed both of them so much with his confidence and his rhymes that they signed him to Cash Money Records. Fun fact, his first album dropped when he was only 11. After signing with Cash Money Records at age 9, he wrote and produced an album called True Story. It was released under the name the BGZs, which was a mini rap group made up of Lil Wayne, known as Baby D at the time, and BG, aka Lil Doogie. Lil Wayne was only 11 years old when this album dropped. Fun fact, he's been carrying a gun since his preteen days. Lil Wayne has been a gun advocate for as long as he's been alive. In fact, he's been carrying a gun since he was 11 years old. His first gun was a .32 Derringer, and the bullets only cost him $0.25 each. More recently, he's become more outspoken about gun violence. He said in an interview, quote, "You mentioned that in 2010 I was locked up for a weapon. If there was anything I could do in my life that I could ever change, it'd be that. Sandy Hook Elementary, my heart goes out to you." Fun fact, he has epilepsy and other serious health problems. Lil Wayne's health problems have been a hot-button news topic for several years now. He's been hospitalized more times than you can count, and headlines are always wondering if maybe this time he's taken the scissor too far. Although some of his health issues are a direct result of his lifestyle, he also has some underlying medical problems that have plagued him for years. In 2013, he made a statement to clear things up. Quote, "The thing is, man, the bad news is I'm an epileptic, so I'm prone to seizures," he said. "This isn't my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh seizure. I've had a bunch of seizures. Y'all just never hear about it. This time it got real bad because I got 3 of them in a row, and on the third one, my heart rate went down to like 30%. Basically, I could have died soon. That's why I was so serious." Fun fact, he spent almost a year at Rikers Island. Lil Wayne served 242 days of his year-long sentence at Rikers Island on weapons charges. He served his time well and was let out early for good behavior. He credits the program, the popular card game Uno, for helping him pass the time in lockup. Prison wasn't easy for Lil Wayne, but he adjusted soon enough, quote, not to use the word easy, but it wasn't difficult as people think. There's difficulty mentally just waking up every damn day in that MFR, but once you got over that, it's all good. Fun fact, he was a straight A student before he dropped out. In an interview with Katie Couric, Lil Wayne described how and why he left school and how he benefited from leaving early to pursue other things. Quote, yeah, I had an album out, I was platinum already, thank God, and I was still trying to go to regular public school. My mom saw me getting ready for school one day and she was walking past the room and she saw me putting my gun into my backpack and she said, you gotta bring that to school with you? And I asked her, you don't want me to bring it? She thought that it was, and then I do, so I put it back in my bag because she brought it for my protection. She was like, and you need it? She was still on the phone and she walked back to my room and said, you gotta go to school no more. You're getting a GED. If that's the way you gotta go to school. So I went to get my GED and I went to college. Before he left school, he was actually a straight A student, but imagine producing a platinum album as a teenager. His life was definitely out of the ordinary at the time. Fun fact, his first album is almost completely free of swear words. Lil Wayne's first solo album, The Block Is Hot, came out in 1999 with very few swear words. This is completely unheard of by most rap album standards, but Lil Wayne's mother made him promise that he would watch his language. The album actually says parental advisory on the cover, but that's only because Lil Wayne was a minor at the time. Fun fact, his mom encouraged him to have a child at 15. By age 15, Lil Wayne had already led a more fulfilling life than most of us will live by the time we're 40. He had obtained his GED, survived shooting himself in the chest, became a platinum rap artist, and was touring regularly. Because he was on the road so much, his mom started having early empty nest syndrome and wanted to have her baby back in the house. She managed to convince him to have a child with his high school sweetheart, Tanya Wright. The two had a child together and Lil Wayne's mom helped raise the daughter. Fun fact, he plans to retire at 35. Although 35 might seem like a young age to retire, Lil Wayne has been on that grind for years. He started working at just 9 years old, so by the time he hits his mid-30s, he will already put in a few solid decades of hard work. Lil Wayne is 33 as of 2015, so we have 2 more years to enjoy his awesome music. Quote, this is what happens when you work very, very hard. People think that when you say you work hard, they think you put 2 extra hours in. This is my life, he said. That's why I'm retiring at 35 would be a life lived, because this music thing is my life. Fun fact, he's never once had a day job. The closest Lil Wayne has ever gotten to punching a clock was the time he worked as an unpaid summer camp counselor in his youth. Signing with a major rap label at age 11 does seem to have its perks. He's never had to work a day job in his life. Fun fact, he almost joined Boys in the Hood. In 2005, it was formally reported that Lil Wayne could replace Young Jeezy in Boys in the Hood. The new lineup would feature T.I., Trick Daddy, Sean Paul, and Lil Wayne. Months later, however, things didn't really pan out and Lil Wayne left the group. He said that the plan was to be like a southern version of Wu-Tang Clan. Oh, that would have been. Fun fact, he has 4 children and 4 baby mamas. Lil Wayne has a father of 4 children with 4 different women. He considers being a father the most important part of his life and does his best to be involved in his kids' lives. His first daughter was born to his high school sweetheart and when he was 15 years old. His son was born to radio broadcaster Sarah Vivian in 2009. Actress Lauren London gave birth to his second son in 2009. His youngest child was born later in 2009 to singer Nivea. Fun fact, he founded a non-profit to help urban youth. Lil Wayne founded the One Family Foundation to help underprivileged urban youth, but that's not all the foundation does. One Family Foundation is also well known for taking on the colossal project of renovating Harold Park in Holly Grove, Louisiana, after it was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. Fun fact, he majored in psychology at the University of Houston. Because Lil Wayne got his GED after dropping out of high school, he was eligible to return to school in 2005. He attended the University of Houston in Texas, where he studied psychology. According to Lil Wayne, he wasn't going back to school. This was only the beginning. I'm really going to school for the first time, he admitted. After the University of Houston's class schedule proved tricky for him to manage while on tour, he opted for a degree from the University of Phoenix online instead. All right, there you have it. Another successful Brian Reads the News segment. 20 fun facts you didn't know about Lil Wayne. What do you guys think? Was there one there that you didn't know? This is a Ranker.com article if you want to check it out in more detail and read it for yourself. We got a lot of these fun fact videos up on my channel. If you want to subscribe to the channel, go on up there, hit that subscription button, ring the notification bell, and make these videos a regular part of your day. If you could do me a huge favor, give this one a big thumbs up on your way out. Hit that the like button to get this one in front of a few more eyes. Still trying to build a channel. We got a lot of these fun fact videos. Hit that subscription button, give this one a like, and leave me a comment. Let me know which one of these fun facts you enjoyed most or you found the most interesting. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you in the comment section. We'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.